Hello and welcome to Terminal House Media. I am Operator, and today we are going to be working in my home lab where we will configure network time protocol on AlmaBrain, which is our GitHub and our practice server for scripting. We are currently sitting at 21 subscribers. And that's really awesome because I remember just a few days saying we were sitting at 15 and saying before that we were at 10. So welcome to the Hornet's Nest. I appreciate you all for joining in. And what we're going to do is go ahead and get started on this lab. So I've got my Proxmox environment here. And I think I'm going to need to refresh and log in. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm going to go into my my host for Hornet's Nest, and I'm going to be doing this lab on AlmaBrain. So let's go ahead and create a little bit more room here. I'm going to open up my shell prompt by using the console, and we can go ahead and first check and see if Chrony is installed. So we'll do rpm-qa and we'll grep for Chrony. All right, so we can see it's installed. We can also do rpm-q Chrony, and then also show what we have. If we wanted to create a backup, now there are several ways to create a backup. You can do just a simple copy of the file. So let's actually go there. We'll cd to etc and do an lsl on anything named Chrony. All right, so we have this Chrony configuration file. What we're going to do is create a backup of it. All right, we're going to create two different versions of a backup. All right, so the first is a simple method or a simple way of doing a backup. So we're going to do copy etc chrony.conf to etc chrony.conf. All right. And that's actually a necessary long form of doing it. We can just do copy chrony.conf to chrony.conf.back, right? And that's going to create a backup. I use my up arrow to go through my history. ls-l, then grep for cron. May do history and grep Chrony. This is very interesting. What am I doing wrong? I'm gonna go ahead and clear my terminal. Oops. ll and let's see. Clear history. Copy chrony.conf to chrony.conf.back cat chrony.conf. Oh, chr.conf.back. Why is that not showing? So let's do ls-l and ls-l on chrony.conf. Oops. All right, so they're both there in the file. or in the directory etc. And that's what I would call a simple backup, but a better backup in case you have to offload the file or offload the backup or put it somewhere else would be to copy it and add the date. So we're going to do copy chrony.conf to chrony.conf.back _ parentheses date space, and I think it's %, capital F, and then close the quotation. Yeah. Date. Date, I believe it's %, F. Oh. Let's see. We are going to ask our friend AI for a little bit of help. Oops. Let's see. What am I missing from my syntax? All right. And it was copy chrony.conf to chrony.conf .back _ $, date, I believe it's plus %, capital F, and then close it. Okay. See, so that's the better way to do it. Anyways, I'm trying to force my mind to start thinking this way, which is better administration. All right, boom, clear. Or we could do Control-L. I don't know why I like typing, but we'll do an ls-l AH. Let's do a lstr. It's going to show our files from the most recently created. All right, so now we can zoom out a little bit, and you see how it puts the date there in a nice format. So let's see how it will look if we didn't add the plus %, capital F. Okay, so let's do ls-ltr. All right, didn't create that file. So we'll do an rm-rf on chrony.back and chrony.back _. So we can do two at the same time by doing rm-rf and listing the files in the CLI. So they should all be going. I'm going to do Control-L to clear my terminal and ls-ltr. And we've got our Chrony backup file. we are at terminal. Now we can configure our NIST protocol by using, I'm going to use Vim. Some people like Nano. I prefer Vim. And we're going to edit chrony.conf. Do an I for insert. Go down to the pool line. We're going to comment this out. And what we're going to do is we're going to point this to the NIST server. So we're going to do server time.nist.gov and IBURST. Yep. So that let's see. I'm gonna escape, shift right quit. And let's go ahead and check and see if it's enabled. So we'll do sudo system c. Actually, we already wrote pointless. So systemctl status chrony d. See it's active and running. Then we can do systemctl. It's actually enabled and enabled as a preset. So we do not have to enable. But what I am going to do is enforce a clock correction. So let's do chrony c make step. Now let's do chrony c sources -v. Beautiful. What a beautiful display of chrony c, because it often is very convoluted. Chrony c sources -v. Much better than clear chrony c sources. The output is good, but if you don't know what you're looking at, it looks kind of intimidating. So we'll do chrony c sources -v. Much better. Awesome. Okay. All right, now we're going to do chrony c tracking to view what's going on. All right, now let's confirm the operating system status, the time, date, CTL. let's do this. Just CTL restart chronyd. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, so I guess it just took time for the system clock to actually synchronize. That's interesting. Oops. Alright, looks like we're still alive. Alright, cool. So we got that figured out. Cool. Alright, so what I am going to do is I'm going to unset everything. So let's do a DNF remove Chrony RPL-Q Chrony. And let's remove this. Copy. DNF remove Chrony. Yes. All right. Now, I'm gonna reconfigure this and upload this video in a much shorter format for you, but that's network time protocol. In the next live, like I said, I let me see. Is there anything that I need to do now for this server to get things done? Yes, I do. Actually, so before we end the live, I'm gonna go ahead and do some repo downloads and uploads and let that run. So let's go ahead and change our current task. We're going to create repo sync on Warewulf management node, and then we're going to, well, that'll be it. That's a task in itself. And then for our next task, sorry, just a second. I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and just look at system real quick, and I'm going to figure this out. All right, there we go. Sorry, that took a second and we got it worked out. So the next task will be to create two stateful Red Hat clients. All right, cool. Sorry, that took a second. And I promise you tonight, there is gonna be not the same old music. I'm kind of getting great musicians, great music. I liked my choices, but it's time for something fresh. Need a new playlist. All right, so back to what I was doing. So on my management server, one of the things that I need to do is if I look at my Xcali draw in my home lab, we can see that the management server provides a bridge to the worker nodes, and it's just for me to practice what would be high performance compute. And one of the things that I want to do is I'm limited on resources. So I have to do a lot of turning on and turning off of servers to manage which virtual machines get which access to which resources. But beyond that, I'm going to put a Let me go ahead and add them into my notes real quick. I'm gonna add a local repo. Repo because I've created a that's I'm gonna bring up my, let's minimize, bring up, and we're gonna SSH over to let me see. Local repo. We're gonna SSH over to management 01, right? So let's do that. So that's gonna be SSH to 192.168.1.19, I believe. Admin app. There we go. And then next, what I'm gonna do is display my drives or directories that I'm sharing out. So I can do a cd to opt, and let me think, where am I sharing that directory from? I know how to figure it out. So this is my Warewulf node. I'm gonna zoom in on my syntax. Control plus. All right, and I'm gonna become root using sudo su. And then now, let me think. So I want to see the AutoFS mounts that I'm going to be sharing out. So I can do that by looking at etc exports. So I'm going to do cat etc exports. All right. Oh, I'm sharing that from the root. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to here and make sure that I point it there. Is that how I want to do it? Let me think about this. So I got RHCSA files on the root, but if I do systemctl status on httpd, I have it, it's running. Enable it, systemctl enable -- now httpd clear, then cd var dub html. All right, so there's nothing in here, and firewall cmd --list -all. Let me see. HTTPS is in here. I did that in a short, I think. So, clear out df-h. Huh. I didn't add the extra storage to management 0. Management 0 is supposed to have NFS storage attached to it. So let me think. So what I'm doing, trying to think of how I want to do this. So the local repo is still going to have to be shared out from our HTML. And I'm going to do Rocky. Rocky. So let's do Rocky. Let's do RL9 _6. All right. So I'm gonna make a directory. Make dir RL9 _6. All right. Okay, clear. And ls-la-lh. All right, got RL9 _6, Rocky Linux 9.6, and then let's see. And I'm still gonna put NFS here. NFS. NFS. I'm gonna have to attach some storage to this server because we got NFS, and then we're gonna have a repo mount. Which will see. There we go. That'll be the extra storage. All right, there we go. Let's just give ourselves plenty of room because this is a busy server. I think what's interesting is the more and more I do on this little mini PC, I used to not hear it at all, and now I'm starting to hear it, which makes me think whenever I do get to the point of getting an actual like enterprise server, I'm probably going to be hearing that thing. All right. Just want to make this easy for me to read, you to read, anyone who may be looking at this. All right. So, how much storage are we going to add to here? That's a good question. Let's see how much we're working with. So I don't give too much away. I'm going to check our hardware on the management node. 8 gigs of memory for processors. Why am I not seeing disk 2? That is interesting. lsblk. Oh, there it is. All right. Do I really need 200 gigs though? 200 is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. So we're going to do a shutdown now. And I don't know. I mean, this is just a home lab. And I want to save storage space for other things. So we can detach. And let's see. Where did that just go? Here. Oh man. Am I stuck with this 200 gigs? Oh boy. Disk action. Move storage, target storage. Here. Okay. Let's see, can we just... Interesting. So it seems as though once we sign on let's just, how about we just use it again? Nope, that's not what I want to do. Oh boy. What did I just do to myself? Let's see if this server even starts up. All right. I think the boot was on STB. So let's log in. Yeah, that this is not there. Hardware. Okay, how do I get this? Now I have a ghost, like 200 gigabytes here. Oh boy. All right, cool. We got our disk back, but oh, we can resize now. Okay, well, it's still too big, and I don't want it. Whoa. Just a second. So don't want the 200 GB drive. All right, so I need to delete this drive so the storage goes back to my storage pool. Okay. So so let's shut down the server first. Go to the console and sudo shut down now. And then I'm gonna go to this piece of hardware and I'm gonna detach it first. Then click on here and disk action, move storage, target source, move disk. Nope, can't do that. So remove. Are you sure you want to remove an entry unused disk 0? Yes. Cool. Now, if I go back to my host, let's look at here. All right, 200 gigabytes is gone, which means, yay, we have more storage. Awesome. So with that extra storage, we will use that for some other servers, other VMs. And this was all just to create what's needed for the repositories. And I'm going to add a hard disk. Sometimes a task that seems like it's going to be 15 minutes is a little longer. Let's do 130. Then we're going to split them both by 65 gigs. Actually, no. We're going to split them. Let's do 1540 or 965. So we did 130. We don't even need that much. Let's do 110. So to remove a hard disk from Proxmox on a virtual machine, the machine needs to be shut off. You need to then you need to detach. Oh, this is a good video. Let's go ahead and power this on. All right, got the 130 gigs there. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and cut out this music real quick. I'm gonna end the live here. We're just gonna create a nice little how-to video for those who maybe did not tune into the live. And I'll upload this here in a second. And then I'm gonna go ahead and head out and gotta get a oil change. I was supposed to do that earlier and I didn't. So all right, we've got 130 gigabytes worth of storage here, and I don't want that much storage. My server is currently turned on. I can SSH to my management node doing all right, actually, let's take a second look. Okay, so here we go. So this is my management server for Warewulf. And on this server, I have 2 hard disks. One is for the boot directory and root. And the other is going to be for network file system storage. And system mounts. So I need to reduce this so that I have more storage for VMs for other projects. So what I'm going to do is actually go over to the console to save storage space. And what I can do is I'll SSH to 192.168.1.19. Clear. SSH admin at 192.168.1.19. Need to change the name of this server back. Hostname CTL, hostname MGM management 01. Okay, because that's important for Warewulf to stay consistent, especially with the host file cat etc host. Yeah, see, it's in here as MGMOT01. So good thing I changed that back. So I'll exit, clear. And I'm going to SSH into my management Warewulf node. I'm going to list my block devices. And you can see here I have 40 gigabytes on SDA and 130 gigabytes of disk attached storage on SDB. Actually, you cannot see that. I apologize once again. I gotta getting a little bit more used to what I got going on. My build out. All right. Sorry. You all did not see that, and that's my fault. I'll be sure to include you all how to skip over that in the timestamps. But logging into my Warewulf management server. So I'm in my management server for Warewulf. I can clear my terminal, and I can list my block devices. I have SDA, which is 40 gigabytes, and I have dev SDB, which is 130 gigabytes. And dev SDB is supposed to serve as the storage space for what would be my NFS server mount, which will be, I can do a cat Etsy exports. And that's going to be RHCSA files. That's going to my compute nodes. And then I'm also going to attach storage to my Apache server, which is hosted underneath ls-lah var html. All right. So it's going to be RL9, and I want to attach storage to there. However, I don't need 130 gigabytes because I want to save some of that storage for later projects and other VMs. So what I needed to do earlier inside this live, if you were watching the live stream, is delete the storage and reattach something that's smaller since it's not being used. And I don't have to go through the process of resizing a file system, which could be hectic. I just want to go ahead and minimize the storage on this server now and reduce what could be possibly waste. So here, the first thing to do to be able to remove the storage that's not being used before it gets used is to shut down the server. So actually, I'll bring back up Visual Studio Code, and I'll clear my terminal and do a sudo shutdown now. And now that I have my virtual machine shut down, I can go to hardware, go to the disk that I want to resize, detach, or delete. The first thing in doing that is to first detach it. And now I see I have this unused disk. The next thing that I want to do is actually disk action and let me think. What's the next thing I need to do? Nope. So the server's off. I detached it. Oh, funny. I need to remove it. Boom. And that's how you delete the storage. Now, if I go back to my server, boot it up, and as that's coming up, I can go ahead and SSHN with Visual Studio. Check the block devices doing lsblk. All right, now you see we only have dev SDA. Next, what I'll do is bring back up my console. I'm gonna shut down this machine. Go to my hardware, add a hard disk, and the storage is only going to need to be 115 gigs. All right. And now when I reconnect to that server, I did all this to save myself 15 gigabytes. Yes, 15 gigabytes in a small environment configuration matters. Anything I can save now, it matters. The more and more I work in this lab, I know now that that stuff matters. All right, so go ahead and clear out and SSH back into that server and see the block devices. Now we've got dev SDB available to us at 115 gigs. We save 15 gigabytes of storage. And in the next live stream, we will be using the storage to configure our NFS mounts and storage for our HTTPD Rocky Linux 9 repository. If you've enjoyed this live, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope that you all have a great night, great day. And actually, I will see you all later for doing more labs today and then probably get into some GitHub. So,